And welcome, welcome. Come in, sit down, take a load off. Hello, everyone. And if there's only one of you, hello to you. So, oh no, wait a minute. There it is. Yes, I am actually live because now I have seen myself on the magic of YouTube. So, we'll try to take care of a little housekeeping business, as they like to say in the concert business. Things of business. But if you're watching it live, thank you very much. If you happen to stumble upon this after it's live, I hope it doesn't smell too bad, decomposed, but it's still kicking. So, thank you very much for watching, tuning in. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, leave a comment. Don't like the video, leave a comment. Subscribe, leave a comment. You know the deal. As everybody says, ring that notification bell because you don't want to miss it. So, anyway, tonight is the second installment in a series that I'm trying to do on hobbies. And I thought that might be a good thing because everybody has a hobby. Right now, my hobby is pulling my beard. Why? My leisure time brings me enjoyment. Relieves stress. Look at that. Stuff's getting long, bro. Pull that. Oh, pull it out there a little more. No pain, no gain. So, you have a hobby, you don't know it. Why do I say that? Because the definition is something that you do in your leisure time that brings you pleasure, and you usually don't get paid for it. Like a good night's sleep or a bad night's sleep. Not all hobbies are good. Not all hobbies bring joy and contentment and relaxation and zen power. No. Some are frustrating because you try to do good. And with any hobby, you try to learn, you try to improve. That brings on stress, which is good for you. Yeah. Makes your heart beat faster, your blood pressure go up. Man, that engine's just chugging along. It's good for you. Don't listen to those doctors. Stress is exercise. So, first in the series was what is a hobby, and I think I just covered that, except for when I did it, I took a damn hour to do it on the video, live stream. But anyway, so I did that, and now tonight I'm going to go over a hobby that I have that I like. I haven't done in a while, but I do a lot more of if I had more free time. And that's metal detecting. So, in a nutshell, metal detecting is taking a device, passing it over the ground, and then that device says, hey, dude, there's something metal in the ground right here, and you dig it up to see what it is. Now, if you listen to some people, it's robbing and raping history. Just leave it in the ground. That's where it belongs. Man, why would you do that? Why would you leave history in the ground? You know, you got to get it out. Benjamin Franklin dropped his glasses. I come along with a metal detector and I dig the puppies up. Why should they lay in the ground and rot? Nobody would ever see them. I could pick them up. I could dust them off, clean them, stick them in a display, and from then on, my kids and their kids and everybody else's kids come along and see them, right? So, why leave it in the ground? I don't understand that. Metal detecting is seen as grave robbing sometimes. It's seen as ripping off America. It's seen as, you know, a devilish thing. You know, oh, you're digging holes in the ground. People are going to trip and fall and break their ankles. You're a menace to society. Like, not if done right. Okay, you don't go in there with backhoes and excavators, you know, pickaxes, sometimes, maybe a pickaxe. But usually just a small gardening spade. Okay. No silver and gold there. So, just a small spade. You dig a. I'm getting ahead of myself. Stop me. I'm not going to spoil it. All right. So, hope everybody can hear me. If there's anybody out there in YouTube land, usually I have to see my commentors. There's Robert. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo está usted? ¿Por qué? Whatever. I don't know what that means, but I took Spanish in high school. I don't even know if all that was Spanish. So, how's the, what was it, some kind of college football playoff tonight? You're watching that? Are you trying to, like, skip between the TV and your phone to watch me? Trying to just, like, roll it all up in a big bundle and do it all tonight. I don't blame you. Keep it going. Do all your hobbies that you can at one time. Why not? Just don't tell me what you're doing with your right or left hand. Keep them up on the table. All right? So, Robert's here. Anybody else is here? No. I don't see anybody. Where was I? Not get ahead of myself. Metal detecting. It's not raping the land. It's preserving history for all to see it. If you don't want to partake in it, don't. All right? It's a freaking blowout right now. Well, I hope whoever you're rooting for is winning. That's all I know. I hope your team wins. I hope you can win that $1,000 back. Oh, was I wasn't supposed to say that? Oh, well, I hope you win that penny back and everything comes out okay. No broken bones, no lost limbs. Good to go. All right. So, where was I? Raping the land, metal detecting. Okay. So, I got interested in metal detecting just because it's kind of like a treasure hunt. Okay? And you can spend anywhere from almost a few tens of dollars, I won't say a few dollars, but a few tens of dollars up to thousands of dollars. Okay? So, one of the things I wanted to cross so that people know what metal detecting is, and I kind of just glossed over it there. I found a gentleman on YouTube, and I'm going to, his video. Hey, Cleo, you're just in time for the video. I found a guy on YouTube that's got a pretty basic 2-minute video, 2 minutes, 18 seconds, on how metal detectors work. Okay. When I say this, I want to make sure that we're understanding these are just small handheld devices. These aren't huge things you take on trucks, airplanes, ships, anything like that. You know, they're the size of a walking cane with, you know, I don't know, a box on top. That's all they are. So, hobbyist metal detectors. This guy goes over about how they work and put my eyeballers, see up close eyeballers on. So I can turn on some things here. I'll turn that on. I want to go over to right here. Just give me a minute to adjust. Hold on. Don't pressure me. Give me a minute to adjust some things. Oh, look at that. Okay. Let's do this. Let's see if this fade works. Wow. Boy, did you see that? Like a charm. Okay. So this gentleman's YouTube channel, I will give him full credit. We dig metal detectors well, that's his website, .net, but we dig metal detectors. And this is his YouTube. Okay. And like I said, what I found is just a little video, a little animated video. I don't know how much he did of it, but he narrates it. It's very nice. So let's watch it. And it's just to describe how hobbyist metal detector, and maybe larger industrial, commercial, private, all those metal detectors work. I think it's the same theory. Okay, so let's, Cleo, Robert, if you can't hear it, let me know. Let's see. Let's turn this on. Does that give an echo? I don't hear anything. I don't see anything. Let's try this. Shh. I wish I had some projector noises. Is anybody hearing that? Because I am not hearing that.
Metal detectors work by transmitting an electromagnetic field from the search coil into the ground. The control box contains the detector's electronics. This is where the transmit signal is generated and the receive signal is processed and converted into a target response. Audio response, or the tone you hear from a received signal, is assigned a visual display indicator, or VDI for short. These VDI numbers are determined by the metal detector manufacturer, and the sound you hear associated with each number are determined by the makeup of the metallic item. The VDI is not always correct, as they are put there in the detector by the manufacturer from a plethora of referenced items stored in the detector's memory. They should only be used as a guide, not an exact representation of the target indicated. Any metal objects or targets within the electromagnetic field will become energized and retransmit an electromagnetic field of their own. The detector's search coil receives the retransmitted field and alerts the user by producing a target response. Metal detectors are capable of discriminating between different target types and can be set to ignore unwanted targets. In this illustration, we see the metal detector front and side view. Under the search coil, you see the detector's electromagnetic field, and you see the metallic object's electromagnetic field, otherwise known as eddy currents. This is the field of electromagnetic energy produced when being infused with electromagnetic energy from the search coil. The eddy currents are what your receiving coil is returning back to you in the form of an audio response or target tone. In short, this is the basics of how your detector works. Stay tuned. I'll be releasing a video with all about frequencies soon. Thank you for your time, and remember, if you found value in this explainer, be sure to subscribe and click the bell to never miss any content.
Okay, so there you have it. Like I said, this is the perfect video. Let me do something real quick back here. Window capture. I know y'all don't want to look at that the whole time, so let's try this fade. Let's try this transition. Oop, went black. Not good. There I am. I'm back. Okay, so that guy did an excellent job. Like I said, I'd like to give him full credit for that. I had nothing to do with it. He didn't talk to me about it. He did it all on his own. A plus, 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 plus. Okay? So we dig metal detectors, and that was on YouTube. Okay? So there you have it. It's as simple as that. You have a metal detector, and it has a box on it that does all the calculating, makes all the tones that you interact with. Go down the tube. On the bottom of that tube is positioned a search coil that sends and receives the signals. And typically, you listen through headphones. And I'll tell you why. Let me straighten my hat up. For some reason, my head is crooked in the video. I can't get it right. Anyway, so you listen through headphones because you're listening for tones. Okay? So like I said, you can get into metal detecting for a few tens of dollars up to thousands of dollars. Okay, so my next little thing here is just to show you what I'm talking about. Turn this back on. We're going to swap over to Googleless, and we're going to put in this transition. Okay, and what I have here is just, you can see what I typed. Well, maybe you can't see what I typed. Anyway, I just typed metal detector, and Google come up with these nice little responses. Okay, so under my picture here, this non-function metal detector with armrest is $70. I've got one very similar. Clell, I know, used to use one that was, if not this one, very similar to that. They've probably gone up a little bit. These are functional. Okay. Are they frustrating? Yes, sometimes. If you play with them, you get them going, you work with them, they can be fun. Okay, that's what I started out with, finding matchboxes, coins, matchbox cars, coins, uh, nails, yeah, junk, tin cans, all that stuff, you know. So you can start out for that, and you can go anywhere. You probably got, like I said, you probably already have like a little garden spade. Bam, you're metal detecting. Okay, and that's how simple it is. Or you can go, there's $408 on this one. Now this is everything that you would need. Don't miss out. I might show you a bigger picture of that. Okay, so there's one for $8.99. Now you're paying for the detector here. That's a MindLab, whatever. Now here's one, $760. And if you look at it, that's everything that you need. Let's just look at this one. And the only reason I say that is because it's already highlighted. All right, so let's look at that. Look at all this stuff you're getting, dude. I mean, we'll go over some of this stuff. But basically, you're getting this Garrett detector. Apparently, it has the waterproof capabilities. Looks like it comes with a couple of coils. Those are the search coils. Headphones to listen to. A carrying case. This is like I use this, a garden spade. This is a kind of a metal detector's garden spade. It's part knife, part garden spade. You'll love it. Some gloves, a carrying case. Man, that looks like a compass. I don't need a compass. But anyway, this little pinpointer detector, awesome stuff. Looks like it comes with batteries and a daggone hat that says metal detector geekoid. Be prepared. I'm coming to get your metal and your loved one's metal and all their diamond rings and their history and their heirlooms, because that's what metal detectors do. Not. All right, so anywhere from $70 and a garden spade up to thousands of dollars. Okay, so metal detecting is fun. Like I said, it is a treasure hunt most all the time, and it's exciting. It's like almost like it can be almost like gambling. Okay, because you're out there wondering what you're going to get every time you dig a hole. So what I have, let's see how long we've been going for, 18 minutes. That's good. These things have gotten out of control here lately. So everybody has saw the little garden spade. I put a string on it with a clip so I can dangle it off my side and it can beat me in the back of the leg the whole time I'm walking. Okay. Beauty about, one thing about good about metal detecting is you don't get really made fun of by wearing your fanny pack. All right, so this is something I use when I go to the beach. Look, there's something in there. That looks like aluminum foil. Oh, priceless. Anyway, you go to the beach, you dig up stuff, you put it in a bag like this so the sand falls out, and you know you're not toting all your sand and all that junk back home. So I carry a bigger box, and I'll show you that in a minute. But this is what I carry with me. So it's just like any other thing that you would do, is that you would come up with everything that you want. Not everything, but you know, you've got an idea of things that you want. You carry it. Then you put it into a smaller package, the things that you think you'll need, and you carry it. Okay? So I use not necessarily headphones, but at least earplugs. Okay, gloves. Now this is a cool little ditty right here. I picked this up like at Walmart, so that if you have to, okay, look, you don't have to carry that big old garden spade. This folds out into a shovel, and you carry it right here in this little pack. And it even would go on your belt if you wanted it to. I've got another thing of headphones in here, because you never know, it's tear stuff up. A rag. I'm not going to undo the stuff because it's probably got dirt on it. Why do you need a rag? Okay. For one thing, you're going to be kneeling on the ground, and when you don't want to get your knees dirty, you can use the rag. But mainly what you do is when you detect something and you're going to try to dig it out of the ground, you lay the rag down, okay, so that when you dig your dirt out of the hole, you lay it on the rag, you can kind of smooth it out, okay, and that way you can see better of the things that might be in the dirt. And if you have to, you can gather up the rag, take it someplace else, and go through it a little more detailed, whatever you might do. Okay? So, and then I carry an extra knife, and this knife happens to have a sharp blade and a saw blade in it. Because if you're digging in the woods, all right, and you come across roots that are in your way, sometimes, you can cut them with your shovel, but sometimes maybe you would need like a little saw blade. And then I have a little nylon bristle brush. So if you find a coin, you can take it, or you find some kind of little doodad, you can just take it, brush it off, and see what it is. It might be a little medallion, might be anything. So, but these are the things you carry in the pack, so that you always have them with you, and you can just throw your pack on and go metal detecting. As long as you have charged batteries. Now mine just uses, a bunch of, I think mine uses AA's. Okay. And then there's nothing in that pack. Usually in this front pouch, if it's not huge, I will put what I find in this front pouch. Because usually a lot of times, and I'm not lying here, usually a lot of times it's just junk. I mean, people think, oh, you're going metal detecting, you're going to find diamonds and rubies, pirate gold, and all that kind of junk. No. Oh, no. You find can slaw. What's a can slaw? It's an aluminum can. It's been run over 2 or 3 times by a lawnmower, and it's just shredded. And it gets buried in the ground, and it drives you crazy. So, you find pop tops, twist tops, you find junk. Man, you find all kinds of junk. For every 10 pieces of junk, you pull up a penny. I mean, that's just basically what happens. All right? Now, what I have here is my big box. And in here, I carry lots of other things. But the main thing that's in here, a couple of main things that's in here, are some spare batteries and spare blah, 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 blahs. But now this is my counting unit for my metal detector. You can see it's got a little place on the back the cable screws into here. It runs down the shaft to the coil, detector coil, screws in down there. And this is the control pad, and it's got a semi-weather resistant cover over it. Okay? And I use my current one, and I've had this one forever. They don't make them anymore. It's Minelab X Terra 70. Okay? So that's what I use. And then this is another little device. And you don't have to have one of these, but I picked this up at Harbor Freight for a little bit of nothing. And it's a metal detector pinpointer. And it's used in woodworking to try to find nails in lumber that you may be sawing or cutting with a blade or something like that, and you don't want to have a nail in it or whatever. But I use it to pinpoint small items in the ground or when I dig something up. It helps me pinpoint those. All right. And of course, all these things take batteries. And I carry extra batteries and some other things in here. But, okay. So, what are we doing here? 25 minutes. That's all right. So, the gist of metal detecting. You put on your headphones, you get to the detector, you get your fanny pack out, throw over your bandoliers, you get your shovels, you get your pickaxes, you have a guy following behind you with the bulldozer, the track hoe, so when you dig up that pirate ship and get his booty, you won't have to get your hands dirty. See? So, but anyway, you go out, you turn it on. Metal detectors are from everywhere, like I said, Harbor Freight. You can, most of the time, there's iron, ferrous metals, and non-ferrous metals. Okay? If you want to find coins, you don't want to find iron or steel. So most detectors basically will do the thing. They will get rid of the iron and steel and leave everything else, which includes aluminum cans, by the way. All right? But let's just say you're going out to a playground. Why a playground? Because kids play there. They bring things there. Their parents are there. They bring things there. They get out their change purse. They drop thousands of dollars worth of pennies on the ground. And you just want to go find things. I mean, this is all about finding stuff, right? So you're going. You suit up. You put your headphones on. You get your metal detector. You set it up the way it says to set it up. You're not discriminating anything. That means you're going to listen to everything, every little tone. Oh man, these kings are killing me. Every little tone that comes through your earphones, and you're going to dig it. You're going to dig everything. And you go out to there and you swing it back and forth, like it's back and forth in an arc. So it covers a search pattern as you walk. And when it goes beep, 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 you stop and you hover over the area and back and forth, back and forth. And when you think you know where it is, you set your metal detector down, you get out your little spade shovel, and typically what you do is you dig a circle around where you think it is, and it's a cone shape. All right? So if you have a really fancy detector, it might tell you that it's anywhere from 4 to 6 inches deep. If you have a Harbor Freight, it's going to say, dude, it's there somewhere. Typically, if you listen carefully, the stronger the sound, the closer it is to the surface. The weaker the sound, maybe the deeper it is. Anyway, learn your detector. It'll tell you, listen to it. It whispers things to you, bud. It whispers. So you go to dig. You dig a circle, you dig it in a triangle, and you pull it up as a chunk. Okay? You lay it on your rag or whatever it is that you've got, however much you can get up. A lot of times it don't come up in a plug. It comes up in pieces. Okay? So then you want to know, is it still in the hole, or have I dug it up and then now it's in the plug? And you set that a couple of feet to the side, because you're going to get your metal detector again. You're going to turn it on. You're going to wave it over the hole again, the hole that you dug. If it still signals, you dig deeper. If it doesn't, you can swap it over the plug that you then laid over to the side. And if it's in there, you pull the plug over and you start breaking it apart to try to find it. Okay? Sooner or later, you either find it or you give up and say, forget this junk, man. This is too much trouble. Then, you know what you do with it? You take, and then usually it's, the grass is on top and all the dirt's underneath there. Okay? You dump the dirt back in the hole. You put it's just like a plug in a watermelon. Okay? You're digging like a plug in a watermelon, except it's in the dirt. So you put the dirt back in the hole. You take the grass. You fit it back in the hole. Boom, boom, boom. You knock it down in there. Swap it around. Boom. Nobody even knows you're there. Okay? It's like a thief in the night. Nobody even knows you've been there. There's no holes to step in, no ankles to twist. Don't get out there with your daggone, 8-foot shovel and digging up a grave to find a penny. Okay? Most things are anywhere from on the grass, laying right there in the roots of the grass, to 4 to 6 inches deep. I mean, that's how far they are. And you can dig those things up. And many a time I have just thrown dirt back in the hole, tamped it down because it was too deep to dig. I mean, I don't know what it was. All right. If it's like 2 feet down, it could be the size of a horseshoe. You could be finding somebody's horseshoe that was threw off their horse during the Civil War. Do you want that? Maybe. Dig on. Depending on where you're at, dig it. Okay? So, you want to find gold, buy a good metal detector. Spend the money. You want to find stuff underwater? Spend the money. They make metal detectors that will go scuba diving with you. Okay? Spend the money. And just because you got one that goes submersible doesn't mean that you have to go to the ocean. There's a guy that I know, and Clell knows what I'm talking about. He's a Civil War dude. He likes that stuff. He likes it a lot. Do some research, and that's the beauty about metal detecting is you can. You can go out into the yard, just dig stuff up. You go out into a field, probably just dig stuff up. I don't care where you are. You take a metal detector and start swinging it across the ground, and sooner or later you're going to come up with a penny or a can or a pop top or a bottle top or a nail, some kind of junk. All right? You're going to find it. Shotgun shell, 22 shell, you're going to find it. There's almost junk everywhere. All right? But this guy, he likes it. He does research. Find something you like, do some research, whether it's Civil War, maybe it's like, I don't know, the first settlers, the Pilgrims, way early stuff, early 1800s, late 1700s. Anyway, do your research, find out where these people lived, what they did, and you go metal detecting. Well, he likes to metal detect sometimes in creeks. Yeah, creeks. Let's say you have a railroad track that runs over a creek. Say it's a railroad track that's been there since the Civil War. I mean, they had to stop, water their horses, water their men, take a pee, take a dump, fill the engine full of water again. Who knows? Dude may have had a pocket watch. He goes out, take a whiz, he's got a hole in the bottom of his pocket he doesn't know about. Boom. It drops in the water. You come along 100 years later with a submersible metal detector, sweeping the bottom into the creek. You find it, you swap it up, you pull it out. Gold doesn't rust, dude. Gold does not rust. The inside part might be trashed, but the watch, the covering, who knows? Or brass buttons. Metals, who knows? Muskets, I don't know. You find that stuff. But you don't want to spend a bunch of money. I started with the Harbor Freight metal detector when I would go camping at campgrounds and the people left Sunday mornings and we weren't leaving until Sunday afternoons. I'd just go by their old campsites and go around the fire pits, go around the edge of the camp. I would find dimes and nickels and quarters and matchbox cars, crazy little things that the kids had dropped. You'll find those hair bands that are elastic and have that little bit of metal. Now they don't, but back in the day, they had a little bit of metal that was crimped to hold the two pieces of elastic together. You'll find that stuff. You find junk. And that's why I can't say, I just don't understand what people don't understand. Metal detecting, if done right, it doesn't tear up the ground. You're supposed to put it all back. And you're cleaning up trash. If they thought that if they thought people were getting rich on this stuff, that's stupid. You're cleaning up. I got pull tabs, I've got stay tabs, I've got all kinds of stuff. Trash, cans. I keep all the stuff that I dig. I don't put it back in the hole. I carry it out. I throw it away. All right. So, 34 minutes. What else? What else? I've been to the beach. Okay. I have been to the beach. I have a special little thing that I built, and it's cool. You build your own stuff, dig it down in the sand, you pull it up, shake it, and the sand falls out, and hopefully things are still in there. The beach ain't what it's supposed to be, not in my case. But anyway, my metal detector has a special setting for salt water. Is it waterproof? No, it is water resistant. Okay, I don't get it in salt water, but the salt water, the sand, it creates a different kind of environment for metal detectors. So if you don't have something that discriminates and helps you get through that junk, salt water and the sand and all that kind of stuff, it could be frustrating. But I've been to the beach. I've metal detected the beach, and I've found change. I have found hooks. I have found sinkers. I found, buried cans. Just a stupid beer can buried 3 feet, 2 feet in the sand. And it was one of those things. Sand's easy to dig, so I'm not going to give up. I dig and dig and dig and dig. So I find that can, and then I cuss the guy that buried the can, and I fill my hole back in. I put the can in the pouch, and I go on. That's what you do, right? Have I found pirate booty? No, not at all. Lots of coins, a few. Gold rings, never. Watches, never. But I'm just a tourist. I go down there when I go camping. If I go to the beach, I'll find a public beach, okay, and I'll metal detect. It's fun. How much you gonna get sunburnt? Just sitting around. Getting sunburnt. I can walk up and down the beach with a metal detector and get sunburnt. Shoot, yeah. So, look on YouTube. If you're interested in metal detecting, there's all kinds of stuff. I follow a guy, that does metal detecting up north where the Pilgrims used to live, and he finds shoe buckles, all that kind of stuff. He knows how to define where old homesteads were, that kind of stuff. So there's lots of little tricks. Research it. Get on forums. It's very interesting. And like I said, you don't have to have tons of money tied up into it to go out and find a Matchbox car or a pocket knife or coins. Another little tip, 38 minutes. What makes you good at metal detecting is practice. So I have what they call a coin garden. And I've collected different coins. I have found different coins. And so I take them out to a spot. I have taken them out to a spot in my yard. Okay. And you test the area first. Okay. You swing your metal detector on it. No discrimination. You want to see if there's anything in this dirt. And you find a spot that's bare of any kind of signals. And then you note, I buried a quarter at 6 inches deep. I buried a nickel. I buried a penny. I buried a dime. I buried a silver dime. I buried a clothespin, whatever it might be. You create this test bed and you make sure that they're like 2 feet apart, because you don't want to be swinging on a quarter and getting trace signals from the dime. Okay? And what is suggested is that you mark them, you write them down, and maybe I used golf tees, got wooden golf tees and painted them different colors. So you mark them over the spot. All right? So you'll know where they are, what they are, and you list them on a piece of paper, and you always keep that. So when you're trying to determine, what does a quarter sound like? And you can go out there, you mess with your metal detector, you listen to it. Mine gives me a little readout on it. Some of them will actually say this is a coin, or this is a, gold, or this is silver, or this is lead, this is iron. It just depends. Okay. But, you find out what works for you, and you do your coin garden, and you practice, and you practice, and you practice. And you learn what that thing sounds like when it hits a nail, or you learn what it sounds like when it hits a pop top, or you learn what it sounds like when it hits a quarter, or you learn what it sounds like when it's on top or when it's 6 inches down. You learn those kind of things. But it just all comes from doing it and remembering it or writing it down. That's one of the things you carry around with you. You carry a little notebook. And let's say you have one that does numbers from 1 to 100. Okay, 1 being a nail, 100 being gold bullion. So you get in there and you look at it, and this thing doesn't say it's a 7. It doesn't normally say that it's an 80. It may give you a thing, it's anywhere from a 4 to a 10. So somewhere in there, it's guessing. So you learn what it means when it's guessing. What does that really sound like? Does that sound like a pop top? Does that sound like an aluminum can? Or does that sound like a quarter? You gotta learn those things. But anyway, metal detecting is one of the hobbies that I've done. Next time, I think I'm going to go with things that I have found. Okay? A lot of times I remember where I found these things. It just depends. And so I'm going to come bring up some of the things that I have found. I got lots of things across the house. The funny thing is, I don't think I've really taken a lot of the coins that I've found and spent them. I mean, if you go out and you find, 72 cents, all right, then what's the use? I just throw that in with everything else. I clean them up. I look for old coins, look for silver coins, I look for all that kind of stuff. Okay, what's the use of spending it? I don't know. Typically I don't spend it. I just keep it and keep it in the collection of all the other junk that I've got. So, I saved almost all that stuff. Let's see if we can get rid of this 69 mega here. I'm not interested in that crap in my chat. If I can get that, Ooh, oh yeah, see, it's held for review. I like that. There you go. Go. Oh, if I can do this, man, how can I block that? There's some way. Anyway, I'm sorry. Okay. Where people have been, you'll find stuff. Yeah, clean up the environment. And like I said, if people say, I don't know if maybe this is what Clell is saying, anywhere people have been and you'll still find stuff, that's the truth. You'll go places and I don't know. If you've got to, if you're in a forum or someplace like that, and people say, oh, well, you can't go there. I've already been there. Well, just go there. Go there. You may find something that they didn't find. You may have a different detector that gives a different signal. They may have ignored it. They may have been ignoring iron. I mean, I don't, I'll show you a thing that I found, and it may be old. It may be 10 years old. I know it's at least 10 years because I think me and Cleo went 10 years ago and I found it. But we went to a place that could have been, we knew it was old, Civil War old, and tried to find things. And I found something. And it took me a little while to dig it up. But if I had been discriminating against iron, I wouldn't have found it because it's steel. Say iron. It's ferrous metal. Okay, it's not a coin. It's not gold. Not anything precious. But is it old? Where I found it and what it is, I think it has a pretty good possibility of being old. And I haven't touched it. I put it aside just like I found it, and it still looks like that today. But anyway, so do it in your backyard. Go to a playground. If somebody runs you off, say I'm sorry. I was just trying to have a little fun. Blow it out your blowhole because I'm not hurting anybody. No, don't say that. Don't say that. Anyway, go someplace else. Uh, develop contacts. Talk to people. Say, hey, can I come over to your granny's farm? I don't mean any disrespect. I think it'd be good. I'll show you everything I find. I'll give you everything I find. I don't know what you're into. If you're into just finding stuff, give the stuff away. Say, look, would you be interested to know that if I went to your grandmother's farm, your granddaddy's farm, and I found an old hammer that where the barn used to be, would you be interested in having this old hammer back? If so, let me go out there and look, right? Let me go out there and look. I'll give you everything that I find. So who knows? You may get a lot of people that will let you do that. Invite them out. Say, look, meet me out there on Saturday. We'll spend 2 or 3 hours. We'll go across some places. Let's see what we find. I went to my granny's place, and it drove me nuts. I found pie tins. I found old nails. I mean, they tore down barns and moved them places, and they rotted to the ground, and there's old pie tins. People had a berry hole. If you ever go, one of the things, this is something totally different. 47 minutes, it's your own fault. But if you know some place back in the day that had an outhouse, I've never experienced it. I've never dug an outhouse. But the theories are, outhouses were not only just where you put poop, it's where you put junk, right? It's where you used to throw old medicine bottles, old blue glass bottles, old bottles that didn't have a screw on top. They were corks. Why? Because it was a daggone deep hole in the ground. It was out of sight, out of mind. Okay? I'm not saying that they took all their household trash and threw it out there, but I have seen on YouTube where people have gone and dug and found out where, great grandma's outhouse used to be. Okay? And they start digging in it, and, okay, poop dirt, I got you. I'm with you. But hopefully it hadn't been used in a long, long time, and all that stuff's just kind of decayed and gone into Mother Earth. But getting out old bottles, whether it's a liquor bottle, medicine bottle, snake oil bottle, whatever it might have been, down in the sinkhole because it was a place just to put it out of sight, out of mind. All right. Anyway, tune in next time. Like I said, I'm going to show some stuff that I have found. Series on hobbies, metal detecting. I'm going to cover some geocaching. It's something very similar to metal detecting. And it probably is just as cheap And it's really fun because people are telling you where the treasure is buried. And the only thing you have to do is go and find it. Okay? That's the beauty of this. There's not like, man, there might be something over the hill. Okay? With geocaching, man, I know there's something over the hill. And I know exactly, almost exactly, where it is. So, but anyway, that's not next week or Thursday. I'm sorry. Still this week. That won't be Thursday. Thursday, I'm going to go over some of the metal detecting finds that I have and show you what can be found. All right. So, like, subscribe, share. Okay. I appreciate Robert. Appreciate Clell coming. All the guys that normally show up and are just in here chit chatting. I wish some of you guys would give me a call. I've got the telephone lines heated up, ready to answer. Operators are standing by. Okay. Not, it's just me. But like it, people coming on. Don't listen to me chit chat and talk it all up. But anyway, appreciate you coming. Share it. Tell people about it. Let them look. Maybe I can get some of your crazy buddies who have an uncle that has an aunt that's, half loopy. And she'd like to get on here and talk about the days, when she used to ride her pet donkey around and sell eggs from her neighbor's chickens that she stole. That'd be good. I'd like to do that. So anyway, thank y'all. I'll hopefully see you Thursday. And